Hi, my name is Sally Duncan, and I'm running for Albemarle County Board of Supervisors for the Jack Jewett District. I have been married for 23 years, and my husband and I have 5 kids. Our 3 youngest are teenagers at Albemarle High School. And a few years ago, I actually went back to school myself, and I went to UVA and I did the undergrad, and then I also stayed for grad school. My bachelor's degree was in American Studies, and I really love that department at UVA, and I think it really prepared me well to do this job. So one of the things that I really tried to do with nearly every project that I could was to do ones where I had to go to special collections and where I had to dig into the archives and to do research. And so I did a project on the history of neighborhood associations in Charlottesville and road development. One summer I interned with the Daughters of Zion Cemetery and did a bunch of archival research. Anything that gets me reading through papers and policies and meeting minutes and archives, I really enjoy, because it's in the nitty-gritty where a lot of these decisions are made and the reasons for decisions are made, and kind of understanding how those things work is just really interesting to me. So one of the first things that I was able to do with my American Studies degree from UVA was to create a class on local history for high schoolers. And so I developed a year-long curriculum, kind of guided lessons about Albemarle and Charlottesville history, and that eventually morphed into teaching other kinds of history classes and other sorts of high school classes. But the Albemarle history was really fascinating to dig into and to kind of cover, from when it was developed to modern times and all the different decisions people have made and the various types of people that have lived here. There's a lot of really interesting history here. There's the circus that was headquartered in Boonesville for a couple of decades that is really fun to look at. One of my personal favorite things that we do that my students are never as enthused as I am is there is this really great document that VDOT put together about the history of road development in Albemarle County. And so the spine of our roads that we still use today were laid down in like the 1740s and 1750s. And so you can read through like the original work orders that have been transcribed, thankfully, and you can see who is responsible for each road section. You can see people's complaints about the quality of the roads. But it's just so interesting to me to just realize that, decisions that people made, 250, 300 years ago are, they're still impacting, where we drive and how we live today. And one of the things that I have really learned from really studying Albemarle history is just how unique and how interesting it really is, and how diverse it has always been, and that it's always been changing. It's always been developing and growing, and it's always been a place worth investing in. And so taking that into the role of supervisor and understanding the history of who we are, who this place is, who we've been, that it's still a diverse place, and it is still a place that is growing and changing, and it is still a place worth investing in.